Okay, welcome to Tekken. There are 4 buttons. Do you know what the buttons are? Yeah, that's your 1, your 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. You know what those are. So in Tekken, there are those 4 face buttons, and then there are the other buttons, which are just combinations of face buttons. So, like the top right corner is going to be your Rage Art. I think you already know about that. And then the others, there are default settings for them, but honestly, I changed them. Like those are going to be like your, like if there's an input, like usually like a 1+4 input for me is hard, so I just map a button to 1+4 or something like that. But anyway, that's not important now. You know how to do your generic grabs, your generic throws? Yes or no? Okay, yeah, that's your 2 throw, and that's your 1 throw. Okay, yeah. So you know how to do throws. We can speed through that. And then, do you know how to break throws?
You just press the same grab as the other person, right?
Not necessarily. You want to push. So, the general rule up until Tekken 7.
I mean, also that's a break too.
That was a parry that you just did.
Yeah.
The general rule for breaking throws is that had been this rule since Tekken 1, or I don't know since when, but up through Tekken Tag 2 was if the left hand.
Infinite time, by the way.
I put it on 99 time, which for some reason is what Shaden has his set to. That's way too long. But if do you see how my left hand is coming out? It's coming out is forward. Okay. You would break this. That would be a 1 break if the left hand came out. If the right hand came out, that would be a 2 break. So you would break it by pushing 2. So let's try that. I'm gonna do the grab and you push 2. Ready? There you go. Okay, yeah. So and then when both, I don't know if Asuka has.
I pressed 1.
There we go.
Yeah,
Well, okay, but you should have pushed 2 because I told you to push 2.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's okay because I'm gonna tell you what Tekken 7 changed, which you probably already know. But anyway, and then this grab is a 1+2 break, so you have to push 1 and +2 at the same time. So let's try that. Ready? Okay, so you missed it.
I did press though.
I know you just missed it. Let's try again. Oh, you got me with it. Okay, so yeah, let's try it one more time. There you go. Nice. Okay. So yeah, so those are the only kinds of throws and throw breaks in the game. 1 break, 2 break, or 1+2 break. Okay, now the Tekken 7 thing that changed is for generic throws, which are your 1+3 and your 2+4. Tekken 7 changed it so that you can break those specific generic throws with either 1 or 2, but not with 1+2. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So at your level, what I want you to take away from this is just push a punch button or 2 punch buttons when you get thrown. Like, you can panic, you can freak out, but when you panic, just push a punch button or both of them, okay? And you'll have a decent chance of breaking it. That's all I want you to take from that. But you should also know the rule, which is what I already explained.
Right.
Technically, you can react to throws. People that are very good they'll see the throw and know how to break it. But that's really far down the line. I'm only like a beginner proficiency at breaking throws on reaction. Okay, so with throws out of the way, now we can talk about movement. Do you know how to? So if you hold forward, you're gonna move forward, right? If you hold backward, you're gonna move backward. Holding forward like this and holding backward is extremely inefficient. So when you're advancing, you're generally gonna be dashing. Dashing is done with forward, forward. So you can try that. Yeah. And then you can backdash with back. Yeah. So try backdashing as fast as you can. See how slow that is? It's mad slow. It's actually really inefficient to backdash like that. So there's an advanced technique called Korean backdashing or backdash canceling, which I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not the best at explaining how to do it, but there's a shortcut, and Asuka can do this shortcut. Some characters can't, but most characters can. It's doing back and then quarter circle back. So it's like back quarter circle back quarter circle back quarter circle back. And it will improve your backdash speed significantly. Again, this is something that you'll probably want to go over later. It's more of an advanced technique, but you should just know that because of how core movement is to this game, you should at least know how to move, even if you're not good at it yet or you don't remember after we're done. You got to be aware that like just like holding back is really inefficient as far as movement, and holding forward is too. So you're going to be doing mostly dashes and backdash canceling. Okay. Other forms of movement. This is a 3D game, so knowing how to step into the back, there's a sidestep and there's side walking. Knowing the difference isn't really important right now, but knowing how to do them is. So you step into the foreground by just pushing up. Don't hold it, just push it. Or, yeah, push it. And then you can, in the same way, step into the other way. I don't know what I said. By just pressing the button. Yeah. So try going back and forth. Yeah, that's... Yeah, sometimes you'll get a jump. Ideally you don't, but... Yep. Let's do it for a little bit longer.
Oh, that's way easier with the D-pad.
Yes, this is why we use the D-pad. So I think you're holding it some. You don't want to hold it. Yeah, so just step, don't walk.
I think it's because my sensitivity is extremely fucking high. I mean low.
So the technical input for a sidestep is... Hold on, let me punch you. Okay, the technical input for a sidestep is up and then neutral. So you have to let the D-pad go back to neutral. So what I'm doing is I'm just flicking it and letting it go back. You can probably hear it. Sorry. I'm just flicking the D-pad. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Up, down. Yeah. You want to get that into your muscle memory so that you're not accidentally jumping. Jumping is done by holding up, and it's generally extremely useless. There are a few characters that have use for jumps, but generally it's in traditional Tekken it's useless, and Asuka is a traditional Tekken character. Yeah. And then now we can practice side walking. So side walk is done by pushing up. So it's done by doing a dash and then I mean not a dash. Just push up twice or down twice and hold it when you do it the second time. That's the best way to explain it. Yeah. It's a little easier because you're just like, okay, push the button twice. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, Tekken's a 3D game. So you're going to want to incorporate, like when you're having trouble with, like, never mind. We'll get into that later. Okay, so yeah, so now you know how to move. You can jump. You can jump up forward. You can jump up back. You can jump up neutral. You can also crouch by holding down. You can inch forward, and you can... I don't know if you can inch back. Yeah, you can inch back. Okay, and lastly, for just... the game's gonna start over. For blocking is also important. There are two kinds of blocking. There's high blocking and low blocking. Do you know the difference between the two?
High blocks can be blocking mid and high, right? And then low blocks block only low.
That's right, yeah. So which one should you be doing more of? Do you want to generally be blocking low or blocking high?
The high.
Okay.
High blocking by going backwards, and then low blocking when they're trying to go for lows.
Okay, why?
Because you take no damage.
No, I mean, well, so I was asking which one do you generally want to do by default?
You cover more of like moves, right?
By doing what?
High blocking.
It's not necessarily that there. So you're talking about your argument is more of like a percentage, like, you know, if most of the moves in the game are not low, then I should be blocking high because percentage wise. Well, that's not necessarily the reason why, and the reason is important. So you want to block high because the most damaging, threatening moves are mids. Like this move is a mid. This is one of Asuka's best with punishers, and it leads to a full juggle combo. Most mids are going to, or most threatening moves like that are going to be mid. So that's generally why you want to block mid. The other reason is most lows are not very threatening. So you could think, well, that's obvious, right? Well, no, it's not necessarily obvious, because what if lows could be the general standard? Like in other fighting games, like Street Fighter, you want to block down back. You want to be crouch blocking. This game's different. You want to crouch block in Street Fighter because lows cover mids and lows. I'm sorry, blocking low covers mids and lows, but not overheads. And in Street Fighter, you can react to overheads by blocking high. So the general rule is you block low until you need to react to an overhead. This game is kind of the opposite in that most unreactable dangerous moves are mids and highs, and lows are generally less threatening. There's always exceptions in this game. Some lows do launch you, and you'll have to just know, when you need to be blocking low, that sort of thing. So you might be asking, okay, well then when do I block low? Well, you kind of just you kind of have to work with your opponent. Like if your opponent is going for a lot of lows, you might consider blocking low and then going for a punish. But oftentimes the answer is just take the low. In this game, there's no chip damage. Like, see how you're hitting me? There's like 99% of moves in this game. There's no chip damage. So lows are basically a form of chip damage. Oftentimes you just have to take it. So if someone's chipping out with a bunch of lows, don't consider that, oh, I need to be like I'm playing bad. Like oftentimes you just have to take it. That's just how this game is. So that out of the way, yeah. So the general rule in this game is block high, hold back. But Theo, someone told me that if I just push nothing, that blocks, right? See, you're blocking, even though you're not pushing anything. You're not holding back. Well, there are a bunch of moves, and I don't know the reason or rule for this, but there are a lot of moves that will go through a neutral block. I don't know why. That just is. Some moves go through neutral blocks. In the same way that if you hold down, it'll block some moves, and other moves it won't block. Again, I don't know why, but you need to just take my word for it and hold down back or hold back. Don't neutral block. Don't hold nothing and don't hold down. Okay? So now we know how to block, right? We know how to move. We know how to push buttons. Now we're ready to play, right? Right, Frishid? Well, okay. Right? Like, we're ready?
Yeah, sure.
No, we're not ready. We're not ready. We're not ready. Why aren't we ready?
Because I don't know anything about my actual moves.
Exactly. We don't know any moves yet. Okay, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted you to say. So what moves do we use? How do we learn our moves? What do you think we should do?
Practice lab.
Practice and then what? What are we going to do in practice mode?
You're going to go to the combo move set
Go
that they have.
to the move set,
combos.
sample combos. Okay. So that's an idea, right? And this is the part of where I highly disagree with people who say you should do that. You should not do that. Have you seen Asuka's move list?
Yeah.
How many entries is it, give or take? Maybe
It's like 40.
40, 50. Okay, I'll tell you now, it's a lot more than that. It's like 70, 80, 90, something like that. It's something ridiculous. There's a lot of moves in this game, and that's just for Asuka. And for a lot of characters, there are moves that aren't even on the command list that you have to actually look up. So we're not going to do that, because what kind of beginner could possibly learn 80 moves and try to use them variously, randomly, and be effective at it? You don't do that. It's not how you learn this game. You learn this game, and I will fiercely disagree with anyone who says otherwise, that you should start by going to the command list and learning combos. Like, no, that is not how you learn this game. What you do is you go to Reddit or go to Google. You type in, and I'm doing this right now, Asuka top 15
Yeah.
top 15 moves. And the first thing that shows up for me is an entry on Reddit from March 25th to 2018. I just click on that. People tend to post these types of threads, top 15 moves with GIFs. And these are nice mainly because of the explanations, but for you, it's going to be probably with the GIFs. If you click on the GIF, you can see that what the move is to make sure that you're doing it right. So this is your command list now. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's your command list. It's 15 moves. That's way more approachable and learnable than looking at 80 moves and trying to memorize them and throw them together on an online match. So
with gifts.
So these moves I do want you to go into practice move and do. Yeah, I don't say GIF. Goddamn. I don't care if it's the right way to say it. I'm not gonna say GIF. Ever. Also, I've been neglecting the chat. Struck by fundamentals. Yes, fundamentals are important, but we're not there yet. Yes. Reddit says about NutriBlock. Yeah, so hold back certain moves like Hunting Hawk. Yeah, Hunting Hawk is a move that Horong has and Heihachi have. Kazumi Horong will stagger you if you block the first hit, break neutral. Yeah. Exactly. Let me hit you some so the game doesn't reset. How do you do that move? This move. Unblockable. Oh, that doesn't even do that much damage. Let's do this. Wait, no, don't hit me. I have to win. Or else this... Okay, sorry. I just want to buy time for another round.
You can cartwheel into that, and it does way more damage.
Okay. It's like this, right? Or like... Oh wait, that's not it. It's like you have to do 3+4, that move, I think. Whatever. Is it that one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Alright. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Reddit thread. Okay. So this is your command list now. And what I would say is learn these moves. Okay. But you're looking at it and you're like, okay, so what does the first one say?
It's forward 2.
Yeah, then what else does it say?
Just forward 2.
Yeah, keep reading.
What's the 1, 7 through 16?
And then what does it say?
One of the strongest whip punishes in the game.
And then what?
Also an extremely easy input for what it is.
Okay, and then it goes on to more entries, right? Different moves.
Yeah.
Okay, what does any of that mean?
It means that if they miss a move, I just respond quickly with that one, and then it really, really easily, like, it's guaranteed.
Yes. Okay, so you're the first person to actually understand what that means, what whiff punish means, that I've done this method with. But
wait, really?
Yeah, some people don't know what whiff punish is.
First off, English major, so I don't know what whiff means.
Yeah. Okay, so good. Yeah. So the F+2, you already know what that means. It's forward 2. So try doing that to me. Yeah. Yeah, forward 2. It's not hard, right? And it even says it's an extremely input for what it is, which is so true because the characters I've played, the whiff punishers they have either suck or they don't advance the way it does, or if it does both of those, like if they're good and they advance like that, they're hard to like they have harder inputs, like a forward input that makes it harder to come out quickly. So yeah, forward 2 is an extremely good move for Asuka. And so I'm gonna explain what this means, but you don't need to memorize this. I just want you to know what it's telling you. So F+2 is the input. If you wanted to know what it looks like, you would just click on it. It's M means it's a mid, right? So like I said before, the most scary moves in the game are mids, and that's a mid. So that's part of the reason why if I'm your opponent, I'm gonna want to be stand blocking so I don't get hit by that piece of that shit. It says I17 to 16, or I17 then -16. So I17 means it comes out in 17 frames. I don't expect you to find that to be significant at all. Just it comes out in 17 frames. And then -16 means that it's 17. It's -16 on block, meaning I have 16 frames of advantage after I block it. Yeah. So if I see that, I'm thinking, okay, I can launch punish it. But again, you don't need to worry about that. One of the strongest whiff punishers in the game. You just told me what that means.
Hit me.
Oh, sorry. I'm probably not going to be able to kill you. It's fine. Are you trying to block?
No, I'm not.
It's okay. It's fine. We'll just remake. So yeah. Okay. So what about the next one? What does that say?
+3/+4. So.
Well, there's one above that.
Is it in that? Oh, sorry. H+3. Or sorry, B. B+3.
Yeah. So what is that? Just like if you were to say like what move that is, you call it it's a back 3.
It's back 3. Yeah.
Yeah, back 3. What about the next one?
Oh, sorry. Down +3/+4.
Yeah, so you just call it down 3/4. Yeah, down +3. That's fine. What about the next one?
SS2.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's like during sidestep, right?
Yeah, sidestep 2. So we learned how to do sidestep before, right? So while you're doing your sidestep, you push 2. So we can practice that here. What about the next one?
Down/back +3.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's just down left, or not down left, but like down back.
Yeah, down back at the same time. So it's not.
At the same time.
Yeah, it's not down then back. It's down back. Yeah. It's an important distinction in this game. Not that you didn't distinguish it there. I just want to make sure. Okay, the next one.
I wish they didn't fucking color code the inputs, because it's saying A, and my brain already not A, green.
Oh, I mean.
Yeah, but my brain is already used to like A being green, and then I know where the A button is on my switch controller.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm just gonna muscle memory this shit.
Yeah, that's your solution, but I understand what you mean. Yeah. So the next one is D+2 down 2. You already know that. The next one. These are really easy inputs, by the way. Other characters have like crazy shit that like I have to.
Down +2.
Yep. Then what?
And then U. What's U?
Up.
Oh, it's up.
Mhm.
Yeah, up +4 +3.
Yeah. So the upward 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to back 3. Try doing a back 3. Yep, back 3. That move is also fucking incredible. Okay, down 3/4. Did forward 3. Try it. Yeah. Down. Down. Yeah, there you go. Lift kicks. Yeah. Down 3/4. Okay, sidestep 2. Almost. Okay, let's try just sidestepping. Not sidewalking, sidestep. So yeah, there you go. So when you sidestep, I want you to think of it as letting go of the direction as soon as you can. Yeah. And you actually have plenty of time to input the 2 command there. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. There's a lot of moves in this game that come out of sidestep, so it's just good to know how to do it consistently. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, almost. Yep, perfect. Yep. Yep. So when you sidestep, just think of it as let go of the direction, like literally like as fast as possible. Yep. Okay, let's try down back 3. Oops, I did the wrong thing. So this was a little bit tricky because you have to push exactly the corner and you have to push 3 at the same time. So there you did down 3/4. So just yep, there you go. Yep, down back 3. Yeah. Okay, let's try down 2. It's that move. Sorry. I didn't realize it was so strong. Yep, down 2. Perfect. Okay, up forward 3. That move. Yep. Yep. I think that was it. Yeah. Perfect. And then down back 4. Is that you've been doing this already? Yeah. Forward 4. Yeah, I think that one's it. That move annoys the shit out of me too. It's a homing move. What was the next one? 4-4. Oh, forward 3. So just push forward twice and then push 3. So you're not getting the first forward. There you go. Yeah. That move's one of the best moves in the game, by the way. Forward 3. It has evasive properties. It's a homing move. It's a... I think it's a counter hit launch. Not that you know what that is. Yeah. Really good move. Now down 1+2. It's that move. There you go. Try one more time. Yeah. Okay. Down forward 1. That move. Yeah. Down forward 1. If you continue to like grind this game, I'm gonna end up repeating a lot that you need to be doing down forward 1. Just so you know. Okay. 1. Just the jab. Yep. Wall standing 1+2. So wall standing 1+2, the way it's similar to sidestep moves in that you want to let go of crouch and then do the move. Oops. Is that? I'm not doing it right. That move. So you want to let go and then do the move.
Wait, which one is it?
It's wall standing 1+2. So wall standing means you're going from crouch to standing. So notice how I'm crouching now, and now I'm in wall standing. So bam, right? As soon as I let go of crouch, I push 1+2. So start by crouching, and then let go. Yes, right there. Almost. Yep. Try again. Almost. Not quite. Not quite. Yep. Oh wait, that wasn't it either. Yeah, there you go. So I think your problem is not your timing, it's that you're not pushing 1 and 2 at the same time. Yep, perfect. Try again. Nope. There you go. Yep, try again. Yep, one more time. Good. One more time again. Good. One more time again. Not quite. There you go. One more time. Missed it. Almost. I was just gonna keep making you do it until the time ran out. Yeah, let's play again. So that's wall standing 1+2. I think for people who are unfamiliar with Tekken, your sidestep moves and your wall standing moves tend to be like the hardest to pick up at first because they're really weird. It's like, what do you mean I have to let go of crouching and that's like a whole different type of move? It's like, yeah, it is, but you'll get used to it. And then there's one more move. Oh, we didn't talk about rage. I mean, you already know about rage, right? We're almost done, by the way. I don't know if I'm boring you.
No. What? Okay, let me tell you something. I have fun learning. That is why I've been sticking with League of Legends for so long. It's like, oh, there's still more shit I can learn. And this is kind of like the main reason why I kind of like fighting games. I like watching fighting games, and I like actually playing them too, because it's just a huge learning curve.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So, yeah, so we did wall standing 1+2. Now we're going to do forward 1+2, which is your rage drive. I'm going to hit you. And you're going to go into rage. Okay, when you hit a certain threshold, you start glowing red. That means you're in rage. Rage is, in Tekken 6, it was, and Tekken Tag 2, it was a buff. It was straight up a buff, and it made you do a shit ton of damage. And I hated it, and a lot of people didn't like it. Now rage it's still an attack buff, but it also gives you access to at least generally two different moves, two additional moves that that have a one-time use. And once you use it, you're no longer in rage. So you're basically choosing between using a rage drive or rage art, I mean, you don't have to use them at all. But anyway, so the general difference between rage drives and rage arts is your rage art is, I'm sure you've seen it. It's where the game pauses and zooms in on the character who used it, and then they do some kind of super move. It gives them armor, so during the move they get armor, so meaning that they go through any move that the opponent may have put out, generally, and will hit the opponent. They tend to be very unsafe, so if you either miss or they block it, you're basically gonna die. Like, it gives them it gives the opponent huge advantage if they block. And it does a lot of damage. In the lower health you are, the more damage it does. For Rage Drive is like it tends to be a move that does decent damage, and puts you at an extreme advantage if they block it. Whereas with the Rage Art, it puts you at a huge disadvantage if they block it. So the safer option is generally to go for the Rage Drive, but of course it doesn't give you armor. So you know, I don't expect you to know like the practicalities of either one. You just need to know what the differences are. You'll notice that the Rage Drive is on this list, whereas the Rage Art is not. That's because the Rage Drive is a better move than her Rage Art, just how it is.
Yeah.
So let's try using it. I'm gonna put you in Rage again, sorry. Okay, so the input is forward 1+2, and try using it. That's not it. There you go. That was, oh, I blocked it. How did I block it? I stopped holding forward. Anyway, that was it. Really good move. I would say if you have the option to do it, just throw it out and see what happens. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So now you have a command list. Now you know how to move, push buttons. I think.
Does that mean I can play the game?
So yeah, that's where I was going with that. And a lot of people would say no, you need to go to practice mode and practice some combos now that you know how to do some moves. I think that's partly right. I think you do want to go to practice mode and just practice these moves to make sure that you can do them. But honestly, if you were to just go into ranked right now, I'd say that would be fine. Like, you would just be using these moves and throwing them out, seeing what happens, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and trying to have fun. That's what I would do if I were you. I would not go into practice mode too long, or you don't have to go at all, but I would probably go just to make sure that I'm doing my moves consistently that I want to be able to do. But yeah, that's it. Like, I would say go into practice mode and just grind some ranked. Don't even do casual, just do ranked. You can't get demoted because you're at the lowest rank, or you're at are you at the lowest rank? I think you are. Yeah. So you can't get demoted. You get a shit ton of points for winning. I would expect to lose a lot, or not. You might not, but I would expect to lose a lot. And eventually you'll pick up patterns on what people do and what moves are working, what moves aren't working, and then you just kind of throw tools together, and you know, you'll eventually start ranking up. And I think you'll have fun in that process. So that's my advice. I would say, I think in general, and this goes for even when you're not necessarily a beginner, practice mode is really only useful for solving problems, and you can't solve problems if you don't know what the problem is. And in my opinion, you can't know what the problem is without playing the game. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of labbing when you don't have any experience. So.
Oh yeah, dude, Merlin. Ooh.
Look, I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying, I think practice mode is for, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna repeat myself. So. So that's my spiel. I don't have anything else. Thank you for your patience.